There's Out of Pocket, and then there's whatever the hell this 100 Girlfriends episode was. The Resident Evil parody, alongside other horror parodies, was enough to make anyone laugh, but just the lack of, like, I don't even know. It's just, what? Every single way you look at an episode like this, you just think to yourself, there ain't no way. But in fact, there is a way, because that's what this show is. And boy golly, did Rentro enjoy his time in the zombie apocalypse. I think at the end of the day, the biggest takeaway for this episode is that Kasuri needs to stay away from drugs. She needs rehab. Rentro shouldn't be encouraging the drugs. I'm sorry. No, he should not be. I think this is bad. I think if in the first episode of knowing a character, they start the zombie apocalypse, it doesn't matter if it's kissing zombies, it's the damn zombie apocalypse. Not saying the school has much to offer to begin with. They have a very bad principal who, we'll get into that later. But the fact that in one episode she causes that, by the end of season 2 she's gonna cause Armageddon. Get her away from drugs and stop letting her hook you guys up. But I digress. Full live reaction, episode 8 of 100 GFs over on my Patreon. If you would like to see me just dumbfounded in real time, head on over there and consider supporting. I basically sum the show down as the dumbest thing I've ever watched, but god am I excited for more. Give me 100 episodes of 100 GFs and I'll gladly consume it all. But every step of the way I'm gonna be like, this is so stupid, and I absolutely love it. And I love how unapologetically silly this show is. I mean, there's moments where you're like, Jenny, like, oh, that's a really sweet moment. Like, oh, that's a real relationship moment. But more often than not, I just sit back and I say, is this actually happening? I mean, you knew eventually there had to be at some point a couple of them would probably make out, and not just with Rentro. But leave it to basically getting all horned up because they literally argue with kiss. That's all they say is kiss, like kissy, kissy, kissy. And it's hilarious. But the idea that Akari and her just, it had to happen. There was no other way to do it. But I think the funniest part about it isn't the fact that they do it and Rentro basically just like Ken and Barbie like forces them like they're dolls to do it. It's the fact that we get the confirmation that as he then leaves that scene and goes on and does things with Kasuri, the fact that once the potion is made or the antidote is made to stop all this, they were making out that whole damn time, and the fact that they all remembered what happened and now have to collectively brush it off like they forgot, I think it's going to be interesting to see the two feisty beginner girlfriends probably have some fun time alone time without others knowing, and Rentro probably with binoculars being like, this is the greatest day of my life, but I guess we'll see. I actually was pretty surprised by Shizuka. She was probably the cutest one out of all of them, which just like, she was so not menacing. Like, because she doesn't talk, right? So she just has, like, soft-spoken, like, things on her phone, and she'll gently be chasing down the hallway, and the fact that she trips and he just immediately drops his guard and takes her to the nurse's office. I mean, what else was he supposed to do? And honestly, I like to imagine that similar to the fact that these two making out as he then left, he hangs her up on a clothesline and just walks away. She was actually probably left there that whole damn time afterwards, and that's really funny to think about. But whether it's the Resident Evil parody of just the entire situation, honestly I was getting some Outlast vibes when they were in the locker trying to hide away from Nano, or just the fact of the Here's Johnny moment as she just rips that door handle off and her face is pressing in asking for a kiss. There was a lot of funny spoofs on horror, and it just had a lot of fun. And I think the biggest thing that sells me on this show is how good the production is. And I'm not just simply talking about solid animation or solid art. No, it's like top to bottom. The voice actors have no right being as into their characters as they are, but it's hard not to believe the nonsense they're throwing at us, whether it's them arguing in kisses, like literally just saying the word kiss and arguing as if they were normally talking, or just the mannerisms that they'll give off with their vocal range. The character designs, crisp, detailed, very unique. Animation goes absolutely more hard than probably Rentro was going through this episode, but most importantly, the music is way too good. I sometimes think that this has too strong of an OST for what the show wants to be, but man, you add that all together and you legitimately have a great anime on your hands. Sometimes people, like, I don't know what it is about the internet, but like people will take things far too seriously, and we're watching a show where within one episode of having a new girlfriend, she caused a zombie outbreak. This is not supposed to be taken serious 100% of the time. This was literally presented to me before even starting it as the Gintama of harem anime. While yes, Gintama does have serious and emotional moments, Gintama is also silly as hell, and people accept that. But there's something about it when it comes to a harem that I think it's just like people want to be Rentro and then they just get upset that I'm like, man, this is stupid, but I really enjoy it. This is legitimately one of the most fun shows I've had covering and watching this year. But you cannot with a straight face tell me that a principal running down the halls looking like a goddamn spider monster has so much cake on her face with his makeup that you can put a dissolving skin antidote solution on her and it doesn't burn her skin off, and deadass say, yeah, this is supposed to be serious, you have to treat it with respect. No. The author is having fun, and I'ma have fun with it. And this is what this episode was. And you can just tell that from here on out, I don't even need these manga readers telling me this, it's very clear that from here on out, there's no logic. There's no formula. Aliens are going to come in 2 episodes probably. We're going to see Bigfoot probably. It doesn't matter anymore. We have a character who makes drugs. And yes, you know, little scientist, this, that. No, like, she's a drug addict. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put this one. I refuse to move on this belief. She is going to make such nonsense that alone is enough to stop them from ever having whatever was supposed to be normal for 100 girlfriends. But you add in all the other nonsense we're experiencing, this show is out of pocket, and honestly, good luck, Rentaro. That's all I'm saying. The final little, like, lineup of all their reactions of what happened, Hikari saying, I'm wet, of course she is. She's been wet since that first rooftop scene, man. She hasn't stopped. The fact that she calls him a Chad, it's just like, what is this show, man? And I absolutely love it and want more. Honestly, I think the thing that I really am excited for is if we ever did get to see, like, not even a full adaptation, just like, give me seasons 2 and 3. I gotta see how full that rooftop gets. I think they're at like 30 something in the manga or something I heard. I don't know, but either way, I gotta see that opening fill up. Like, these are the kinds of episodes you don't pick a favorite moment. Like, it's just like the whole episode as a whole is the favorite moment because it's so ridiculous. The voice actors go so hard into what's being presented, and they believe the nonsense. I think having a character who does switch between forms is going to be a fun addition just on top of her drug addict nature. But honestly, I leave an episode like the 100 Girlfriends episode 8 with one thought and one thought only. That was the dumbest fucking thing I've seen, and I can't wait for more. Let me know what you thought down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more to the channel. Like I mentioned, we have that full live reaction over on my Patreon. If you're interested in, hey, while you're there, you also get a video shout out. So today we have Chemist, Ricardo Pelego, Squilton, More Rudd, Shadow Cyber Demon, Benjamin Margolis, and Wujan. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.